Hello and welcome to the Pressvine tutorial for the importance of building relationships with media contacts. In this tutorial we're going to pick up where we left off in the last tutorial, which is in the contacts section of Pressvine. So we have the contact list section with our media distribution lists in per release. In every media distribution list, for the majority of people, there'll usually be a top 5 publications that you really want to get coverage in on a regular basis. Top publications or websites serving your industry, places where you know a lot of your customers read and get their information from, or places that are really credible, and being featured in those would give your company a lot of credibility too. So this tutorial is all about teaching you how to build strong relationships with the editors or journalists that you've identified at those publications. In my opinion, it's a common misconception that pros hold all of the aces when it comes to relationships with editors and journalists, and it's our job at Pressvine to bring marketing managers, marketing employees and marketing teams up to that same standard. So we genuinely believe that you can do this too, as well as PR pros, and you too can enjoy the same strong relationships with your chosen editors and journalists. The key thing to remember in doing this and achieving this is that your job is to make their job as easy as possible. So you want to give them content on a regular basis before their editorial deadlines. It's got to be well written, supported by top quality photography. It's got to be really relevant to their industry and really relevant to that media contact, otherwise why send it to them? And as I say, make it as easy as possible, tick as many boxes as you can for that editor or journalist. So remember that at any point in time, your chosen media contact will probably receive well in excess of 100 press releases a week. They've got space to fill, finite time to fill it, and the less he or she has to do, the better. So the harder they have to work to publish a press release, the less likely they are to do it. They're only human beings, as we all are. If they can drag and drop a press release onto their page plans and all of their boxes are ticked, that is solving a big problem for them. So identify the top 6 publications in your distribution list for your press release, the ones that you really want to get coverage in, and then we're going to partake, for want of a better word, in a process called selling in, which simply is, you'll notice that in Pressvine, next to each individual contact, you've got their phone number. Selling in is a process in the PR industry of simply calling in advance of a press release going out to see if it's something that media contact will be interested in, and then following it up with a call after it has been sent out to see if it was of interest, and if not, what you can change next time to make it of interest, or to what boxes you need to tick for them to want to publish it, which you hadn't ticked initially with the first press release you sent to them. The phone call is really important. It's the best way to generate relationships with the editors or journalists in your distribution lists. A personalised email, a tailored email is all well and good, but it's never ever been as effective, in my opinion, for me, as the phone call. I really do believe that you tend to generate stronger relationships with people if you've spoken to them or even met them in person. Adding your media contacts to Twitter may also be a good way to strengthen your relationship with them, but do remember that journalists, as we all are human beings, and we're not all the same, so somebody may have a preference for it, whereas another person may detest it or may not even be on Twitter yet. So do approach it from a horses for courses basis. The call initially will be just to see if there's any interest for the release, and the call after is to see again if the release ticked their boxes and if it was something that they'd like to publish. Do tend to err on the side of sort of not nagging people and not calling them too much. Just speak to them once after the release and see if it was of interest, and that tends to suffice. Get as much information from them as you can in that one phone call, and learn how they like you to deal with them and like you to speak to them, because what you want to do is tick their boxes on a regular occasion so that they start coming back to you guys for insight, and you're the go-to person in your industry. Thanks for listening.